This is episode 60. Did the wrong number because I forgot to change it. It's 66, actually, not 65. Hope you guys are all having a good week. It has been an interesting one from the world of Boston. However, with it, even with that being the case, we are attempting to navigate through losing because we don't know how to lose. So as we figure that out, we hope you all enjoy with us while we talk through our expectations for the games going forward. So, yeah, it was an interesting week. The Celtics came all the way back from being down 0-3 to push a game 7, followed immediately by an injury to the Celtics' best player, Jason Tatum. Shortly thereafter, we proceed to see pretty much no one besides Derek White step up. And in the process, the Celtics went down to lose by 20 points to the Miami Heat and a guy named Caleb Martin, which prior to last year nobody heard of. And furthermore, not only did people not hear of him, he was dropped by the Hornets. So I think the Celtics are really good at making bad players or lesser good players look really good in situations, even with a really good defense. Caleb Martin shot at will, and so did Gabe Vincent, and so did High Tower, or whatever the hell his name was, and then so did freaking everyone else that was awful in that team. So, yeah, Celtics proceeded to make the Heat look better than they were by losing a series. Not the Heat definitely won the first 3 games, but they did not win Game 7. Celtics lost it more than they won it. So it is what it
I'll say
is.
this. I'll say this about the Celtics. Here's the thing with them. They are. Charles Barkley had it right when he says that this dumbass team, gives him a headache because this basketball team, you know, at one point blew out the Bucks by 40 points, but then lost to some nobodies at home. We are 5-6 at home and home games in the playoffs. We also are so inconsistent, so we look like we're gonna get swept because we beat ourselves, and then we come back hot 3 games straight, and then we do the Boston Celtics thing of just laying a goose egg when we think, oh, they can't win close games. All right, we won a close game for Game 6, and then it's gonna look like, oh, we're gonna come right back to Boston and win it. Oh wait, we haven't played well in Boston, and we just laid a goose egg. And I mean, all around the team did great. I mean, you could say Jaylen Brown sucked. That was a lot of turnovers, but I mean, there's just nothing we could do. At one point, I remember Missoula was saying something to Jason Tatum, and they like read his lips, and he said, "Oh, for the love of God," or something like that to him, and walked away. So I'm just, I'm not surprised, but I'm still disappointed.
Yeah. So in a situation where your best player goes down, you expect second best, third best players to step up. And in general of how you think of the makeup of the team, you would then assume Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart would be the one step up, and it was only Derek White. And no offense, Derek White, as amazing as he's been, he is not going to take over the game in that manner. That is not what he is built to do. He's built to do exactly what he did, be a really, really solid role player, and he's been exactly that. Jaylen Brown not only didn't step up, but had more turnovers for a majority of the game than the entirety of the Heat team. And proceeded to make silly plays, things that we've seen Jason Tatum do routinely against his zone defense, as we talked about prior to this podcast starting. Things that Jason Tatum does as a part of his game, Jaylen Brown just couldn't do. They'd force him to his left, and he would just fumble the ball into the Heat's hands. Um, it's the reason
He's
why
getting
he
torn
does.
apart on social media right now too.
It's the reason why he doesn't deserve a supermax, whether he gets it or not. It's the reason why I genuinely don't think he should be on this team next year. I'd rather give anyone else a supermax. However, based on rumors today, it does seem he will be on this team going into next year. And for what it's worth, if he turns it around, cleans up some of this left-hand ball movement issue, cleans up this inability to break down defenses like a number 2 should be able to do, then we'll talk. But for right now, it doesn't feel like he deserves to be on this team. He certainly didn't play like it last night.
Mm-hmm.
The only game that mattered at this point. So and in the 3 games to get here, certainly wasn't him that got him here. So,
Okay.
is what it is.
Mm.
I'm gonna make 2 points, and then I'm ready to move past this. To the Jaylen Brown thing, the issues are fixable. They're fixable.
Mm.
I mean, Jaylen Brown has gotten better every year he's been with the Celtics. That's a fact. He's gotten better every year. He continues to grow. Yeah, what we saw last night was dog shit. He admitted it. He knows. Like, he's very well aware. And he knows that he's got to get better with his left, and he knows he's got to refocus defensively because he played like trash on the defensive side of the ball this series too. He knows that.
Mm.
And to the point where the Celtics lost this series, let's bring up some stats. They shot 36.5% from three as a team this year. In the last 2 games combined, they went 7 for 35 in Game 6 and 9 for 41 in Game 7.
Oh my god!
If they shoot even average from their average from 3-point land, they win last night's game. And it's not like the zone was doing anything. They got open shots. They were just missing. The Celtics lost the game. Kudos to the Heat. We should give them the credence they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
They won 4 games against the Celtics team that nobody thought was going to beat in 7 games. They did it. They're in the finals. What Jokic is going to do to the Heat is going to be a war crime, but that's a different story. We'll talk about it later. And that's really all I got to say about it. I mean, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Kyle? What do you got? What's your 2 cents?
Well, you know, I will say I was almost perfect on my NBA bracket. I was 1 win away from accurately predicting the NBA final matchup.
And then Himmy Bucket's trademark decided to take over.
But that being said, Nuggets in 4. Fuck the Heat.
I wouldn't complain.
Yeah, switching right into this. To be honest, I don't really care if the Heat win or not. I just think that the Nuggets are the most complete team and most consistent team that the Heat have had to play. Hurt Giannis, hurt Chris Middleton, leading into a Knicks team that's still up and coming. A lot of young pieces there. RJ Barrett gets better every year. Who knows what the fuck is going on with some of those other players over there? And I know Kyle agrees he doesn't even know himself. Julius Randle is the most.
The Knicks are trash.
You know, other than Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle is probably the most inconsistent fucking player on the planet. Except Jaylen Brown has more skill, so his ceiling's higher. But Julius Randle can't figure out his goddamn mood, and just a lot of young pieces figuring their life out over there. And then the Celtics team, who is probably the most inconsistent, very good team in the league. Just, you know, they got consistent for 3 games and then threw it away for the 4th. So it is what it is. And now they're playing the Nuggets team, who have been this good all year, and in fact are playing better now than they have all year. Most specifically, not because Jokic is playing better, because he's still playing MVP level basketball. Because Jamal Murray proceeded to drop 30 points at 30, 50, 40, 90 club in the Western Conference Finals against a pretty solid Lakers team defensively. So, honestly, it's going to be a tough battle. If we've seen anything from the Heat, they'll put up a fight, and we'll see if it's good enough, like it wasn't a few years ago. I do agree. I do think the Nuggets will win. However, we have been discrediting the Heat this whole time. I think most people probably chose them to win that next series, or at least be pretty close. But nobody chose them to win the Bucks series. 97% to 3% for them against the Celtics. You know, the inconsistencies made it look a lot like 3 to 97 in favor of the Heat at times. We'll see, but I do think the Nuggets will win. I think the Heat will will a game away from the Nuggets, but I think 5 is fair, and I think if they win in 4, I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't see the Heat just rolling over and dying here, unless
I like the
Nuggets in 6.
I like the Nuggets because they have this will be a factor. They have an altitude advantage for sure. I mean, especially coming from all the way down to Miami, that's a tough challenge to travel all the way up north to such a high elevation to play.
Even though they're inside?
Yeah, that's one of the most
Yeah, it still hurt. It
so
still affects you.
It matters. It absolutely matters. I think that has 0 impact on the actual game or in elevation, stuff like that. I don't think that matters at all.
I'm going Nuggets in 6. I think Jokic is going to abuse the post.
I
don't think the Heat have a low post player that can even come close.
Bam,
Sorry,
Bam,
Sorry, Bam.
Bam won't Bam won't be able to guard him.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought
Somebody
about
talked
this.
that.
Listen, that flopping shit won't work.
We just
Mhm.
watched essentially Al Horford and Robert Williams just destroy Bam. However many minutes are in 7 games, all but maybe 20 of them. Even in the games where the Heat were winning, Bam did not look that good. It was all Jimmy, it was all Caleb Martin, and these other pieces that looked really good and overperformed. You're not going to do that against a very long Nuggets team who are very quick and very youthful. The Celtics don't look like that at times, even no matter how good they are. So I think that it'll be a very good series. I think that Miami will put up a lot of fight, but the Nuggets should win that pretty handily, regardless of how many games. So
Now, has Jimmy Butler won a ring yet?
No.
No. Okay.
So there's a lot of people banking on him to win a ring at this time.
Yeah.
There was an actual video of him after the Eastern Conference Finals where Bam tried handing him the Eastern
Yeah, he
Conference
said no.
Finals champion, and he said, "Nah, I want to hold the next one."
So
So-
there is one piece that I keep forgetting, that I know most of us forgetting. The Heat are getting back Tyler Hero. Now, whether that'll be a detriment or a positive, not because of anything to do with Tyler Hero. He's a fantastic player. He was really fucking good the last few years, and he was really good this season before he got hurt. Their flow has been very reliant on these other guys taking shots, and if Hero's taking shots away from them, that could cause issues in terms of their consistency and whatnot. So I could be wrong, and they could score 130 points a game because you're adding Tyler Hero to the mix. But
I think with also background history, you have Kyle Lowry, who's been to an NBA Finals on that Heat team, so he knows what's going to happen. He knows how much energy is probably been withdrawn from a lot of these from the rest of his team throughout these series because of how much they've played and how much they've had to fight tooth and nail to get to the finals, the Heat. So he knows that a lot of these guys have probably spent so much of their energy, and he's gonna tell them like we gotta conserve as much as we can. Also, I really do think that this first game, with the Heat still being kind of fresh off a win and everything, and the Nuggets kind of just been able to sit around and do nothing after their sweep, I think Heat come out guns blazing. Nuggets won't be able to hold back. I think Heat take first game, and then I think it's going to be a little back and forth matchup in the next couple games. But I do think the first game goes to the Heat in a sense.
I think it really depends.
Sorry, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
No, you go. You go.
No, I'm moving to a different NBA topic, so please go ahead.
I think it depends on definitely on the Nuggets team if they're one to take advantage of the rest or to come out very rusty. I mean, I'll be honest, if like Boston had swept the series and was going to the next one, I wouldn't be surprised if they were just basically just beat themselves and weren't focused. So I think Denver's coach who won Coach of the Year this year? Was it Denver's coach?
It was the Kings.
It was the Kings.
That's
Okay,
who won it,
but-
by the way,
Which makes sense.
He should have won it. Steve,
Yeah.
I don't think that Jokic knows how to not be rusty, but for whatever reason, he's the most like he always looks. It's kind of like Luka. He looks like an old man shooting up shots, but they just always seem to go in.
It just always going.
Which is
I don't even
like-
know how he doesn't even look athletic too.
Like-
It's like he's
No.
lumbering around.
Have you heard
Like-
him? There's a thing going on. So apparently, and I didn't know this, 5 years ago, when he was like a second year, third year guy, he made a joke, something along the lines of, this guy is really long, and then proceed to say, in quotations, no homo. And apparently, in an interview recently, he also said, MPJ, that dude's so long. And he looked and said, I can't say it, I'll get fined again. So I saw that, and I'm like, I already knew he was goofy like this, but it just makes me like kind of root for him more. And I know how hard Jamal Murray plays and stuff like that, so I'm all for the Nuggets winning. To be honest, if the Heat win, awesome. I don't really have any negative towards them. I know Jimmy Butler's kind of like a douche, but in all fairness, the Celtics started all that stuff right in Game 1, and then proceeded to lose 3 in a row. So I really don't have any hatred towards the Heat at all. I don't like Gabe Vincent. I don't know why. I just don't like his face.
There are multiple players on the Heat that I don't like, but Jimmy Butler isn't one of them. Moving to a separate NBA topic real quick. I just had something come across flashing on my screen here. that said Steve Kerr could ultimately take over for Greg Popovich in San Antonio. That's a rumor going around the NBA right now.
That would be weird, but awesome for Victor.
That'd be
Wembanyama.
wild.
That would Steve Kerr. Why would he leave? I guess Golden State's kind of old, so let's be honest. Here.
Once Steph is done, that team is done.
Oh, agreed. They're on death's bed here. So maybe that's a 5-head play by Steve Kerr to go to the next, team with one of these next players. The next up, Victor Wembanyama, players.
Bro, if Victor stays healthy, this dude's gonna dominate the league.
I watched him have better ball handling than Jaylen Brown. He's a foot taller, and I lost full. I was like, damn. That was crazy.
He's actually a foot taller than Jaylen Brown. Yeah. He's like 10 inches taller than Jaylen Brown is.
Dude had like better handles. I'm like, man, I wish. It was ridiculous. So yeah, that would be interesting. There's a bunch of rumors going around right now. Only one coach is really through, and it's Nick Nurse, the 76ers. I don't think that does shit for them, to be honest. Nick
doesn't move the needle.
Coach in a long time.
No.
Maybe it'll be better because Doc Rivers is cursed, but besides that, I don't think Nick Nurse is like that good of a coach.
I do think Nick Nurse is a good fit though for the 76ers though. I think he could bring out the best in them. They're still kind of a young team. I think the Raptors were an older team. And
that championship he won was because of Kawhi.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But like now he has a star in Joel, who kind of could be his next Kawhi that could help push him. So maybe this.
So
James but you never know what they could be bringing in. Like Kyrie's up on free agency. You got basically the whole entire Lakers team up on free agency. I mean, there's a lot of options that Nick Nurse could go get. Like it's not just a closed off deal, but he has a lock in on Joel. So it's like he has the guy that could be his Kawhi that he had up in Toronto. So like I would not be surprised if we see the 76ers kind of being that dark horse team that could actually skip past next season and kind of be that team that makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals and makes that push for the finals.
The worst part for me, I'm gonna make a take right now. The Celtics will be the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference next year, and they're gonna have to, and it's not gonna matter because they're gonna have to prove it in the playoffs again. Like it does not matter. They will be the second team, and it'll be behind the Bucks, Giannis is gonna be on a revenge tour, and that team's gonna be better. And they're going to be second seed, and they're going to have to prove it in the playoffs. And God knows that we don't know what's going to happen until it happens because they're pretty good all year this year. They had sometimes they flaked off, but nonetheless, let's talk about how my NHL bracket was essentially perfect here. So even though I didn't make one on the podcast, it was pretty damn close. Besides the Bruins, I know. So the Golden Knights officially do not let the Stars force a Game 7. Saving the Stars fans and their hearts from thinking there was ever hope in the first place, unlike the Celtics. And the Golden Knights.
It's just a Dallas thing.
The Golden Knights and Bruce Cassidy, for that matter, are going to the Stanley Cup final against the monster Florida Panthers, also making Boston the only team to ever lose to the 8th seed in both the NHL and NBA.
Both from South Florida.
Well, yeah, that's.
I mean, for the record, the number 1 seed and the number 5 seed also lost to that 8 seed. So
100%.
We'll take it.
Point being, the NHL playoffs, which those start Sunday, Kyle?
Saturday.
Thank you. So that will be, honestly, a really fun series. I am expecting some really banger games from that. However, Panthers in 4. I know that won't happen, but I'm rooting for the Hey, I don't know. Actually, I said it won't happen. They've since the Game 7 win, the 2 series have been 8-1. So.
There's a big difference between who the Vegas Knights though. Like Vegas is
Kyle
is better than Boston though.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Whoa. Let's relax.
Built roster wise.
Let's
Hold
still
on.
relax on that point.
Easy.
So there was a whole conversation that the real Eastern Conference Finals are going to be the Bruins versus the Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was the real conversation.
Yeah, makes sense.
Both those teams lost to Florida.
Yeah, fair enough.
The Bruins had the best roster overall in the league, but when they came to the playoffs, they were not able to close out against this Florida team who has been successful in the past, but has never been able to close out and make it to the big game because their expectations have always been so high. They won the President's Trophy, whatever the case. They have now made it to that point, and they have nothing to lose because they shouldn't be here. Just like the Heat. The difference is the Panthers have looked absolutely dominant against all of these really good teams that they had no right to beat, including the Bruins, the Maple Leafs, whatever. Like the Maple Leafs always choke, but then they beat the Hurricanes really bad, like 4-0, quick as hell. Sent them home real quick. I agree the Golden Knights look really good. I think they are the best team out of the Western Conference, especially when you include the playoffs. They are the best team to go, which is why I thought they were going to beat the Stars pretty handily. It didn't end up being handily, but it was a good series.
No, it was still handily. Like even those 2 games the Stars won, they should not have won. So
Yeah.
I agree that it was handily.
I actually remember this too. Granted, I was definitely BSing and pretending like I knew what I was talking about, but I think I did say last year that the young Florida team might come around and surprise people. So I would just say I take credit for them doing well.
Steve,
All right, continue.
They're not young team.
They are a very old team.
They're
Actually, not
old as
very
shit.
old. They're in the
I was
middle.
hella talking out of my ass. I was just like Kyle with the Giants. My bad.
They're somewhere in the middle. They have a lot of older pieces.
You.
Their best
Dude,
player is
always-
Matt Kachuk's 28,
Always
29.
packing on in there.
I don't think he's that old. I think he's just a couple years younger than that, like
Okay,
26.
he's
Well,
somewhere in the
close
middle.
enough.
He's
Yeah,
not- he's
middle
not a
age.
young guy.
Yeah.
But anyways, they are playing lights out. I'm joking when I say Panthers in 4. I don't think they'll win in 4, but I do think they will win the series. And I'm not saying that for whatever bet that we made with Kyle, but they are playing on a different level. And the Stars team was a good team. I didn't feel like they were a great team. The Canes were looked at as a great team, and the Panthers manhandled them. So in the Golden Knights manhandled a good team in the Stars. So it's gonna be a good series overall. I'm rooting for the Panthers, but
last week when we had our last podcast, the Panthers and Hurricanes game didn't play yet. But in that final game 4, when the Panthers ended up winning in overtime, the Hurricanes coach did an interview like everyone always does with the interview. And in the post-game interview, they asked him, like, what is it? How do you feel about the loss? What do you think you could have been better? And this dude straight up said, it's going to look like we got swept, but we didn't get swept. We played really hard. We didn't get swept. It's going to say we look like we got swept, but we didn't get swept.
That's not how that works.
It's just like people BSing on TNT and ESPN about the Lakers. Like, come on.
There are close games as a part of a sweep, but you still got swept. Like you could say, oh, it was a close series, even though the series doesn't look like it, but you got swept. It's as simple as that.
He's a fucking idiot. Also, did anyone see the Stars fans throwing shit at the Vegas players?
I did. I thought
That
was
doesn't
cool.
surprise me.
Game 3. That was
It
game
doesn't
3.
surprise me.
I thought
Dallas
it was awful.
fans, dude. I get being mad. Trust me, like we've all been there as sports fans where you're mad at how the teams played. We've all been there, but I don't think that ever justifies throwing shit at the opposing team's players. Ever. Like I don't like we could all be furious at our team. We've all been there. Our teams let us down every single year. It happens. But I don't think I could, no matter how mad I get at my New York teams,
you don't take it out on the players.
which happens a lot. You can't take it out on the opposing play. You can't take it out on your physical team's players. Like you should never throw shit at anyone, regardless of like what you can't do that as a
No one
fan.
did that at the
Like,
Garden last
Unless
night.
it's the refs.
No one did it at the Garden last night, and they had and honestly, they probably should have thrown stuff at Jaylen Brown. So no, I don't actually think that. But if they had someone to throw stuff at, it was definitely him. I thought the Heat were extremely respectful last night in that game. I don't feel like, although Bam got a little feisty there towards the beginning, I do think it was a pretty respectful game and situation. So, anyways, so yeah, I mean, Kyle, what do you think? What do you think the series is gonna be? My actual prediction is Florida in 6, but my joke is 4-4.
I was gonna say Vegas in 6 actually because they do have home field advantage. So I think they could. Home ice advantage, whatever. Listen,
Imagine
Home cold
Field
shit
hockey.
advantage.
They play field hockey for the finals only. That'd be sick.
I'd say
Sure,
actually maybe I don't know. I think Vegas wants to win it on home ice as much as possible. So maybe Vegas in 5. Like maybe they'll give Florida a little bit of hope, but I'll be honest. Like I really think Vegas is gonna come out swinging, man. I really do. Like
I really
they
like
were.
that Kyle keeps betting against the teams that I'm going for.
I do.
Because it really,
Well,
it's been going well so far.
I've been
Been going
betting
well for
against
you?
the Panthers. Dude, I've been betting against the Panthers all playoffs.
How much
but,
money would you have made if you bet with me for the Panthers since the Bruins lost? Probably a good amount. 'Cause
Probably
they
a
have
shit
only
ton.
lost one
Probably
game.
a lot, but
They've only lost one game, so it probably.
I didn't. You know, what's that one game that I bet? The one game that they lost, I actually bet them to lose, and it actually worked out in my favor.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
So
Then again, I've also
He's
bet
lost
them to
money
lose.
8 times,
So,
and he
I've
won once.
also
it does make sense that Kyle would vote for the Knights, so he doesn't have to wear a customized Red Sox jersey. For
I thought he had to do that anyway.
no,
no.
it's the Packers
First
hat.
one's a Packers hat.
They
Is the
already
first
have
one,
Ah.
the Packers
Which-
hat's already locked in. It's already happening.
which
I'll
I'm
bet.
fucking
We'll be
livid
getting
about.
a customized Packers hat as well, just so he knows. What do we say? 5 podcasts? Is that what we said? The next.
I think it was
5?
4. I think it was 4.
Okay, well.
Whatever it was, I don't
We'll
remember.
look
It's,
back. If
Just
the-
do it for a month. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's
do
fine.
whatever.
So we're going to be doing that, and that'll be fun. Anyways, does anyone else have any other topics on either the NBA or the NHL? There's really no news for the NHL at this point.
I just say I've been seeing this rumor and I want it to happen. LeBron go to Golden State just for fun.
That
There-
would be
Fuck
fun.
No.
that.
Wait.
Bad.
Speaking of NBA rumor things going on, Dame jokingly admitted that he was going to go to the Lakers. May or may not be
Dame
true.
isn't going
He put it
anywhere.
on his.
He's not going.
Like he put it on his Instagram live stories.
It's
and
more
his
likely
Instagram live.
that Jaylen Brown goes to the Portland Trailblazers than he goes to the Lakers.
I would love to see Dame go to another team and get a ring.
I would love to see Jaylen Brown
Yeah,
go to
well-
the Trailblazers and them have the same issue they had when CJ McCollum was there. And then CJ McCollum went over to the Pelicans and was the number 3 option and was fantastic. So, which is exactly where it feels like right now Jaylen Brown should be, is in the 3 option. So, with how he played, Jake, the ball should not have been in his hands nearly as much as it was. So, and
I do just have one thing to add about hockey too. Whenever you're,
please go ahead.
I just want to throw that out there. I shared this in our group chat earlier, and I saw this rumor that apparently the Bruins are going to try and land Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Dude, that would be crazy because he is an issue because he's always been on the first line. It's just like all these other guys that the Bruins got that when they were
Yeah, he's-
taken off
he'd
the
be on
first line, they were even better.
He had 100 points this past season on the second line. Like he doesn't even play with Connor McDavid, who's by far the
Not
best player in the
anymore.
world. He did a couple seasons, but he didn't play with Connor this year. I don't even think he played with Draisaitl. He might have actually. He might have played with Draisaitl, which makes sense.
That
with the
usually
100.
helps.
But even still, like even if he goes to the Bruins and he's playing with Marchand, Pasta, who doesn't really fucking matter, he'll still put up 60, 70, 80 points.
He'll
Like,
probably put up more than that. Pasta.
I know.
had
I was
almost
lowball.
100 this year.
I was
Over
lowballing his
100 this
point
year.
totals there. But
Um,
I saw the projected trade and I almost shit myself when I saw this trade.
Well, you know what's funny? It makes sense for the Bruins because Grizzlick is a really, really solid
Yeah.
defensive player, and they don't need him.
I wasn't shitting on it from Bruins perspective. I was shitting on it from an Oilers perspective. If the Oilers don't get at least the first after giving up Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, they're the biggest joke franchise in all professional sports.
No,
I
they're
don't-
not. I can think of one that's more of a joke.
Okay,
I can think of one that's more of a joke. It's
Well,
not a
say
New
it.
York. It's not a New York joke.
I was gonna say.
Then it's
No,
invalid.
we're gonna get to it in a minute.
Kyle,
I can think of one thing that is more of a joke than that, Kyle.
point
Okay,
being-
fair enough. We will get to it in a second. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, point being, Kyle, is that that would not surprise me at all with how the Bruins have been so aggressive the last year and a half.
Yeah.
So it would not surprise me at all if they did that. And in fact, it kind of makes sense from where the Bruins are, or where their goals are, because this last season wasn't it for them. Sorry, not last season. The last postseason, obviously, wasn't it for them. And where they lacked was this sort of tenacity, this sort of ability to bounce back from when the Panthers were smoking them and have that like last laugh. And they just didn't have that one player that was able to make it happen. Or, sorry, they have him and Pasta did nothing. But he had an MVP-like season, so we leave it alone. If Jaylen Brown dropped 40 and lost yesterday, then we would be fine right now. We'd be saying whatever, at least he tried. But that's not what happened. So it is what it is. I think it would be awesome. I love Matt Grizzlick. I really do. We don't need him. I would rather keep the guys that we traded for or signed. To be honest,
Your biggest adversary going into next season is cap space.
Mm-hmm.
That is your biggest adversary. The Bruins went all in this past season for Bergeron's one more cup, and
do you
they
know the
fell.
positive side about that? I don't
Well,
think, other than Tyler Bertuzzi, there is a single player that wouldn't accept less money or less money up front to stay with this team.
I don't know if Orlov would. I don't think Orlov would
I think
accept.
he really liked it here. I think he liked it here more than he liked it at the Caps, to be honest. I really do.
He did win a ring with the Caps, so I don't know if. But
I think like recently, I was saying, but like
Yeah.
and Tyler Bertuzzi might even as well. I think he liked not having so much on his shoulders. I think he liked being able to just go freely play out there. I think Taylor Hall's here for the long haul. I think he wants to
Yeah,
play first
I
line with
agree.
Pasta for a few years, which I think he'll get an opportunity to do.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that are here for the long haul. Obviously, Charlie McAvoy's never leaving. We just signed Pasta. Like, there's a lot of people aren't playing. Us bringing back, dude, why am I our third line center? Well, we have
Coyle.
Charlie Coyle, but I was thinking of someone else. He has
I don't know.
Zacha, Pavel Zacha, who's been playing. He played his lights out last year. Like, there's a long list of Bruins, and I think a lot of them want to stay, even if Patrice leaves, because I almost think they want to create a new like they want to be the next generation of the Bruins with Pasta and with Swayman and Allmark as well, like all these people. So,
When Bergeron retires, who's the captain, Pasta or Marchand?
It will be
Martian.
Pasta.
I agree, Jake.
Here's the thing. I think it should.
Isn't
be
Martian
Pasta.
the assistant though? Or
Yeah, but so
I
is Pasta.
think it should be Pasta. I think it'll be Marchand. Based on how the Bruins have always operated, I think it'll be Marchand.
Go
fine with
go
the
with someone
analysis.
go with someone young to be captain for a long time.
You know what? Fuck
So
it.
that's-
Swayman's the captain.
No. You know
I'm
what?
not allowed anymore, Jake.
So you know what they should do? They should make Pasta captain, assistant captain to Marchand, keep him there, and then honestly, I almost give assistant captain to like. Oh wait, no, it's McAvoy. Is there one on each? Is there like one assistant per
There's-
position?
No, so the way the league has been doing it now is they have one permanent captain, one permanent assistant captain, and then two other assistant captains that rotate, one on home and one on the away, just to like not only spread
Give the other
voices.
one to Allmark. Give the one of the rotating to Allmark.
Goalies can't do it anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
So
sense.
fucking stupid.
No, that's
It
fine.
is it
Um,
is a stupid rule, but it makes sense, Jakes, because in the middle of play, goalies can't skate past the blue line. So if there was ever like a stoppage when they need to talk to the refs, like the captains are supposed to do, goalies couldn't do it
Okay,
because
so
they can't leave the zone.
Pasta as captain. You have to do either Marchand or McAvoy as the permanent assistant, and then the other one is the switching assistant. And then I don't even know after that. I mean, maybe, dude. Honestly, I'm thinking about like maybe Charlie Coyle, maybe these other guys who are just like if Krejci or Bergeron are there, obviously that's gonna be one of them. But it's like these guys who have been here a while. Like Charlie Coyle's here for his career. I think Kyle agrees. Like I remember when they traded for him. He's a Boston boy. He's from here. He went to school here. When we traded for him, Kyle was like, I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference. I'm like, I don't know if it will. But he's played really well for the Wild at times, and I think he's home. And he has played magnificent for a third-line center.
To clarify, the reason I was saying I didn't think it would work out is because I didn't think he would like being a third-line center. Because at the time they made that trade, Krejci was still here, so he didn't really. He was automatically going to be the third-line center. So at the time they made that trade, I didn't think it makes sense. I quickly reversed my decision once they went to the Stanley Cup final that season, but
I
So I
think
It only
he
took you a
loves his-
year.
I think he loves his role because he loves where he is, which is what I think a lot of these Bruins players feel. And I do think even Bertuzzi feels that. I think Orlov feels. Orlov seemed like he was right in his place. He very quickly became the number 2 D-man, and I think he loved it because last I heard, I mean, we talked about the trade, Kyle. You said Orlov was forced into the top line. He wasn't even supposed to be there.
yeah, he was.
And I think we loved him right where he was with McAvoy. I think that's where we want to keep him. So that's why I think there's a good chance that we keep him there. Trade him out for Grizzlick's contract. Get Grizzlick out of here, which I love Grizzlick. I really do. He's small,
What is
but he
his
shoots
contract
well.
right now? Is that like
It's
4
a
mil?
few million, something like that. I don't know the exact number, but Orlov's going to make like 8 or something around that number.
You know what's super crazy? We're saying 4 mil like it's like that's like average salary for an NHL player. If we were to equate that to like NBA, that's like
$30 million.
15
That's an
mil.
undrafted free agent.
Like like the equivalent to a 4 mil player in the NHL is the equivalent to an 18 mil player in the NBA.
Yes, an average
that's the
yes,
equivalent.
an average is 18
Yeah.
to 20. I 100% agree. I'm right with you.
So
In the
that's
NFL, an
100%
average player
crazy.
makes 12 to 15.
Yeah, absolute crazy how low NHL
Dude,
salaries
the
are.
MLB is high too.
It's
The
higher, yeah.
The
that's
MLB is like an average player makes like 20 to
25.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's
Not quite that high.
Didn't
but-
like a player sign like near $1 billion contract in the last couple of
No.
years? No, so they're
No. Not a billion.
Okay.
It was like 300 mil,
No,
450
it was
million.
higher than that.
Okay.
It was almost half a
it was one of the
billion
top
dollars.
biggest contract in MLB history will be happening this offseason. I am very hopefully thinking that it will be Shohei Ohtani. I'm very hopefully thinking that it'll be him to the Red Sox because apparently they are showing major interest in him. They are apparently in speculation he is in his Red Sox are in his top 3 or top 5 destination places he wants to play, and the Red Sox would pay him because he's him.
Holy shit! I just looked up what the
Would be happy with that.
I just looked up what the highest contract is.
It was 500 million last time. It was 600 million.
So, guess the player first off.
Okay,
go
well,
with
did they just sign this offseason or the season before?
that. Yes,
Okay, so it was very recent. Can I have a team? Oh, wait, that might give it away. Can I
that
have
would give it away.
AL or
I can give
NL?
you a sport. I can give. It wasn't baseball. I can give you a sport.
Oh, okay, yeah, give me a
It
sport.
was soccer.
Soccer.
Oh, was
It was
it?
Ronaldo.
Oh, it's
it's Ronaldo.
Messi.
Ronaldo.
It's Messi's, right?
No, it's Ronaldo.
It's Messi.
Ronaldo's.
It's messy.
What?
I just looked it up. It's Lionel Messi's $674 million contract.
Sounds about right. And that's
The
like
biggest-
When
pocket
did he
money.
just sign that?
He signed it in 2022. It's past last year.
Oh, and now he wants to leave
Yeah.
the team. Let's go. That's
No, because Ronaldo's the highest paid player right now.
I just looked it up.
He just
Andrew,
signed.
so
He
might
just
be-
signed a Saudi deal.
He might be the highest AAV.
Well, this
This is
600.
a total contract.
yeah,
Yeah.
this was totally so. Yeah, that's fair, Jake.
Well, on top of that, we're leading into other subjects here. Point
Yeah.
being, it's not that like 4 or 5 million is like an average player. In fact, it might be lower. It might be higher, but like best players are still struggling to get 10 million on like the best teams. So it'll be interesting. If there were to be a trade, Kyle, it would be such a fleece because, to be honest, I don't think the Oilers. I know he had 100 points this season. How often do you hear Nugent Hopkins' name? You only hear McDavid and Draisaitl, and I think he hates that.
League wide, you hear his name a lot. Or no, sorry, you don't hear his name a lot league wide. But like
games, you hear it a lot though. Like,
oh yeah.
But I think he hates that. I think he hates it a lot. I think he hates that he's not like one of the top 2 guys on his team. In fact, he could be one of the, like with how like Evander Kane and stuff like that played this year. He might not have been top 3 guys, top 3 most talked. I knew about Evander Kane this year more. I knew about Nugent Hopkins. I didn't know Nugent Hopkins had 100 points.
Crazy.
But I knew Evander Kane was scoring like crazy. That's what I knew. So
yeah,
and that's like an issue. That's probably an issue for him. He were to come to this team, he would immediately be the number 2 option or number 3 option, depending on if you look at Marchand or Basta. But he plays on that line with them, and he loves it. And he probably loves playing with similarly talented scorer, but less talented distributor. But he can be the distributor to the scorer. And Pasta may be a better scorer than McDavid, but McDavid's a significantly better distributor. So, he has that. He definitely takes that as a better player, of course. So, but that was number 1, number 2 in MVP voting this year, and then Allmark was up there too. So, anyways, that was it for that. So as we get to the finals, soon thereafter will come off season and all that fun stuff that we will be keeping an eye on. That in about both these series will be done in like 3 weeks at the most. So really, right after that finishes, the off season officially starts. And therefore, it's going to get crazy very quickly in both the NHL and the NBA. The next season
And even in the NFL, because we're hitting training camp, that's coming up.
The next season starts in 4 months, boys. So for both of them. So
thank God.
Speaking of NFL, that leads us right into our next topip.
Yeah, let's talk about
yeah.
the worst run organization in all of sports, Kyle.
Oh yeah, the Giants.
think it's-
Let's go.
Stephen Hill.
That
No,
is my
dude.
name, Kyle.
I like how
Even
you
in a
have to
joke.
put it in. You have to put it in every episode. about the Giants and Kyle's
Yeah,
choices of being a Giants fan.
This is so fun.
So
And-
I don't.
Because I react to
I
it.
don't
That's why.
genuinely
Mhm.
think that the Cardinals are the worst run organization in sports.
I think they're up there.
I think
No,
that the
they're one.
Athletics are the worst run organization.
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
sports.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
But
fair.
the
That's fair.
Cardinals are the worst managed organization in sports. At least the Athletics have an identity that they don't spend money. The Cardinals can't fucking decide if they're gonna spend $1 billion or $0, and they can't keep their best players. So I don't really know what.
And what's
Well,
crazy?
they can't decide whether they
it-
want to spread it out and play Cliff Kingsbury Big Ten offense, or whether they want to do, go defensive minded Gannon and run a pro style offense. They're bringing in Kevin Stefanski's offense, the Cleveland
Ooh.
Browns offense, to the Arizona Cardinals without Kyler, and they just dropped D Hop for nothing.
Okay, here's
Like
my
at the
question.
very least,
Hollywood
at the
Brown,
very
let's go.
fucking least, you trade D Hop for a fifth. I don't understand what the fuck
Dude,
you're
you
thinking.
trade for a seventh over nothing, right? Like you trade for.
Exactly. Yes.
You know why this is the best idea for them? Because teams knew that they would have to. I listen to this, and I agree with it. They knew that they didn't have to give anything up because they were going to have to cut him, and then they can
Mhm.
sign him to whatever contract they want without any.
It didn't
stipulation.
seem like they had to though.
But,
He would have played.
But no.
Like he
I
yeah, he said he was willing to. Well, he definitely said he would be willing to play, but I mean,
Like, he didn't
I-
want to, but he could. He
I
would
think they're
have.
going into reset mode. They're going to have a free year where they're going to be the worst team in the league, and they're going to get the top pick next year, and they can do it with it whatever they want, or top 3 pick nonetheless.
well, they got the top 2 picks because they have Texans as
They have
well.
the Texans
so.
pick too.
CJ Stroud goes
Yeah.
crazy next year. So
Nah,
not
top
CJ
15.
Stroud,
Hey.
that's what I meant.
They're getting
That's
they're
gonna
getting
be
a
a
top
top
5.
8 pick.
They're gonna
Cap.
get a top 5, top 10 pick. I'm telling you right now, top 5, top 10.
they're both gonna be very good picks. Point being, they're gonna pull a Texans this year, and they're gonna have 2 very high picks. I mean, Texans traded up, but they already had 2 very good picks. So point being, D Hop being for free, which is what the main point of this conversation is, regardless of how bad the Cardinals are as an organization. I want to know a 1-word answer. Where do we think he's going? Not where do we want him to go. Where do we think he's going? So 1-word answer, just the team, just the team. Where do we think? I will start, and I'm gonna talk so we have a minute that everyone can think for a second and actually give themselves a second here. Obviously, most of us would like him to come to the Patriots. Regardless of his relationship with Billy O'Brien, from a Patriots perspective, he has a really good relationship with Bill Belichick. If we learned anything about the people that come here, the only person that's even had a lick of say in anything is Josh McDaniels, and he left because he didn't have enough. So, what that means is that if he comes here, he'll be coached by Bill Belichick, not Bill O'Brien. So for me, none of those issues matter. Bill O'Brien is not in a position of power like he was with the Texans. So if he were to come here, awesome. Where do I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to go? If I had to take an actual guess, I think that DeAndre Hopkins will take a medium-sized deal. What I mean by that is he will not want to be the highest-paid player. He doesn't care about that. He's already made his money. I don't generally think. I think that he will be somewhere in the top 10, somewhere in the 8 to 10 range, in order to go to the. Oh, does anyone want to guess?
Oh, I fell asleep. Sorry.
I think he's going to. I think he's going to the Raiders. I think he'll be going to the Raiders with Devontae Adams. I think he wants to not be the number 1 guy. I think he's given that option there. The only thing that throws me off is that Jimmy Garoppolo being hurt, but nevertheless,
I'm just picturing
no,
it. Jimmy G, ACL tear, Brian Hoyer deep pass intercepted before it gets to DeAndre Hopkins. I'm picturing.
I'm
it
going
now.
next. I'm going next.
Okay, one word. Sorry, I was just talking to give everyone a second to think.
Bro,
You can talk.
I can't even justify it.
Will you want me?
Oh, it's New England. It's the Patriots. It's the Patriots, and I'm fully convinced. No, this actually has actual. So first and foremost,
We'll
the
explain
Patriots.
this. Hold on, Jake.
Yeah, let me hit. First and foremost, the Patriots have the most cap to pay him. And Nick, on the opposite end of what you just said, it is very, very well confirmed that he cares more about money. And the Patriots have 14 million cap room as opposed to anybody else who's even interested in having about 5. You'd have to make a lot of roster moves to go get D-Hop if you wanted to spend money on him. You've already mentioned his relationship with Bill Belichick. I think that's a big factor. He wants to be coached by the best coach to ever coach the game of football, and he's still in New England. He's still there. He's won 8 and 10 games with teams that shouldn't really have won more than 5 in the last 2 years. And again, I think if you get D-Hop, there's an automatic chance to start winning right away, and I think D-Hop knows that. So, honestly, I don't think it's unfounded to think the Patriots are the top team, and that's where I think he ends up.
I just didn't want to choose them for the Patriots fan, but I do agree with
I'm
you.
willing to take that
I
risk.
think there's a reason why that list that was sent out of his top of his teams that he would go to, the Patriots were number 1 on that list. It was not alphabetical. He was number 1. So the Patriots were number 1. Andrew.
Well, I'm gonna toss up. Like, yes, being a Pats fan, I'd love to see him in New England. But I do think that the Chiefs would be another great option for him, in a sense of a landing spot, because they do need a receiving corps, and I think adding him would be detrimental to what they have going on there. Plus, you get Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, so why the fuck not? And you're gonna win a championship with them, most likely.
He got you.
I
He got you
so much.
Good.
Are you
That
so
fucking
bad.
kidding me, bro?
So good. Okay.
I didn't fall for it that time.
That's good. Well, I got
Jesus.
You,
The only reason I didn't fall for it is because I saw the adjust your soundboard option
yes.
show up on the bottom of my screen,
Oh.
and where the knocking was is the outside of my building.
So go ahead. Nice. Okay, Steve, what's your actual guess?
Geez. I mean, my guess would have been like either the Patriots because we have cap space, or the Chiefs if they just reduce Chris Jones' salary and extend him.
What's
And
happening?
But I'll give him another fit because I have to look up their cap space, but they definitely have a good situation for Hopkins because he could be the 1B with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm gonna say the Lions because that is an easier conference to play in. That is an easier division to play in. Yes, I know the Vikings were great last year. That's because they won 1-score games, and the Bears. Justin Fields could very much be overrated, and the Packers, who gives a shit? So, honestly, give me the Lions to try to pick him up because that's a good situation because he can share the field with Amon-Ra St. Brown, and St. Brown could use the veteran mentor as well. So give me that.
I love the fit with Jamison Williams there too.
And Jamison Williams, if he plays.
Jameson Williams suspended for 6 to 9 weeks for his betting incident. So, like, mid-season form with D-Hop, that team is gonna look.
Yeah, especially in the NFC, that is so good for them.
Well, especially with an NFC that's wide open, NFC North that's wide open right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I like
Kyle's
that.
up, right?
Well, Steve, you mentioned going to a division that's easy to win. Boy, do I have a division that's easy to win for you.
You better not.
What shit you're going to say now, Kyle?
This team just drafted a future all-star quarterback. They just made some big money moves.
I know exactly what he's about to say.
Big money moves this offseason. The one spot where they can drastically improve with the signing of DeAndre Hopkins. I think D-Hop would look. I think the Panthers would look glorious in blue, in black. D-Hop's going to the Carolina Panthers, boys.
That's a good pick.
I thought it was going to be I thought you were saying he's going back to Houston.
No, that would be great. That was one of
you were talking about lack of wide receivers.
Not going
I was like, oh, that's Houston.
So the reason I'm saying them, I don't think the Panthers really have a lack of wide receivers. I think they have a lack of a number 1 wide receiver. So I think D-Hop going there would really solidify him as being the number 1. Panthers do have the 3rd most cap space of teams in the league. They aren't quite number 1 like the Patriots are, but they are not far behind. So they could make it work signing him, moving around cap space for players. Plus, I think Adam Thielen isn't really going to be a great fit at number 1, which is currently what he is slotted as on their depth chart on ESPN, which is hilarious
That's
to me.
wrong. DJ
Because
Chark's the number one.
I was gonna say I know DJ Chark's probably gonna be the number 1 more, but on ESPN, Adam Thielen's listed as the number 1. But I think if
Because the people over at ESPN are
D-Hop goes
stupid.
there, I could see D-Hop
Yeah.
totally becoming their number 1. DJ Chark would be slide down to their 2, and Adam Thielen do what he always has excelled at, being that nice second to third option in
Right
the
there in the
slot.
slot.
Exactly.
Especially in the NFC South, the only that is a recipe you need to go up against a secondary like the Saints. So yeah,
And they just got a winning head coach who can prove that he knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
So
yep.
I could see it. It's kind of a long. I think Panthers are like the 5th highest betting odds right now, something like that.
And if they spring Cam Newton back, they'll have an even better quarterback. So
Please be
not
quiet.
just some rando CJ Stroud, whoever that
That's
is.
Bryce Young in Carolina. dog.
Exactly. Who cares?
Justin, where do you think D-Hop's going?
I was thinking they could the Bills could definitely use him.
That's a fact.
Bills and Stephon Diggs. I'm picturing Patriots defense covering both of them, and randomly
fine.
Gabe Davis just scores like 20 touchdowns
You just
because everyone.
drafted to be able to do that, Kyle.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did just draft
I'm not-
to do that.
I'm not saying you couldn't do that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm picturing it.
No, the thing is, if the Bills get Hopkins, that is an elite offense still. But honestly, I think the Bills are in for a wonderful dynasty of not being good enough, even with Hopkins. So please sign Hopkins. No, they don't. They have like barely $1 million in cap space.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
Drop Tre'Davious White. He's injured.
I don't think you can do
They
that.
can move people around though. It's like it's doable.
They could trade him.
Yeah.
Trade him. Get a first round pick from a really dumb team, and you got it. Like the Giants or something like that.
No, like the Cardinals.
Bro,
Like
it's
the
too
Cardinals
predictable
right
at
now.
this point. It's
Dude,
too
it's
predictable.
too easy. You know, it's too easy.
Like, you know it's coming.
I know. It's ridiculous.
I know because it's so simple and easy because the Giants suck. Anyways,
Okay, so
watch them actually win the division next year. That would suck.
I think
That would be amazing.
with OTAs already starting, I think Diop's going to be somewhere in the next
Mhm.
month, realistically.
I'm gonna say next 2 weeks. I really think it's gonna come down to the next 2 weeks. I don't think
How about-
any team's gonna wait until start of preseason to sign him. I think in the next 2 weeks he'll have a home because he's gonna want to get the reps in with his new QB as soon as possible. So he can also prove that he's the number 1 on that team or said number 2. But I really think he wants to be on a roster by within the next 2 weeks.
Look,
just
I
so
was
he's
actually thinking
ready
the
to go.
opposite.
Mm.
I was thinking he was going to go down to the wire.
Well, you know, one I don't think that.
I want him to do it
I think
tomorrow.
That he wants. I think D Hop's actually a very like he's not like Kyrie Irving. Like he's a very sensible guy. Like there's a reason
Yeah.
why I went to Arizona. Like there's a whole plan behind it. So
Him and JJ were
Yeah.
done with the Texans at the time, so they were like, you know what? Let's go somewhere where we can
and
actually
he
try
was
to do
great
something.
his first year too, like 1,500 yards receiving. Yeah.
So if he wants a team where he has to prove himself, bring him to the Patriots. He can prove it. He can make all the money he wants over here. So, anyways, does anyone have any topics they want to talk about? Other than what we're going to be doing this little fun extra game because Kyle keeps creating games for us.
I love
I
it.
do.
I gotta say, I'm already sick this off season of the New York Jets overhype, but
I agree.
I cannot wait for them to underperform clearly because I mean, like Aaron Rodgers wasn't good last year. He was like in the bottom. He was below. I think he was like 26, 27 in QBR. So I mean, I don't think the Jets are not going to be as good as people think they are, and they're going to be like the Broncos and
Okay.
waste a bunch of primetime slots.
One thing I wanted to add before Jake falls asleep, Michael Block officially ends his PGA Tour run for now after missing the cut for the weekend for the at the most recent
Did-
College Swap Championship.
Speaking of Michael Block, I was a complete bozo and bet him that he would make the
Shocking.
cut. That he would make the cut, and then he goes off and gets plus 11 on day one. I was so disappointed coming into this weekend. I was like, what a bummer.
That's like us on the first hole of week off.
Hey,
Speaking of first hole, I actually got a plus 10 on day one yesterday when I went golfing.
I just
Not plus 10. I have it right here.
Oh no, I scored a 10, so that was what, a plus 6 then?
5?
It was a par 4, so it was plus 6.
A plus 6
so,
to start the day yesterday. It was lovely.
so I got something to say real quick. What do you guys think of D-Hop rejoining Deshaun Watson in Cleveland?
No.
He doesn't like
I don't.
Watson.
No.
I don't think Cleveland would do it either. They already have Jarvis Landry and.
Oh, I know.
They don't have the cap space.
No, they don't.
They do not.
They don't have
They have
Jarvis.
Amari Cooper.
Oh, that's right. Jarvis in the Saints. My bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
Cooper. Amari
Yeah,
Cooper's there.
I
Donovan
see that
Peoples-Jones. DPJ's
My
there.
bad. My bad. Totally forgot he moved. My bad.
Oh no,
Ignore my dumbness.
Shefty just tweeted that out saying that Deshaun Watson would love to have
Yes.
D-Hop back with him.
Well,
But
yeah,
would
duh.
D-Hop
The only time he's
love-
ever been productive is when D-Hop's in the
Look,
lineup.
I'm
So
sure that he would love to have a masseuse that didn't talk too, but here we are. So let's go ahead and move on as Deshaun Watson's a horrible human being.
Really quick before we jump to the thing that I made, the PLL is starting this weekend. So if you want a little bit something extra to watch for the summer instead of
whip snakes.
baseball or golf, go cheer for the PLL. Oh, speaking of the PLL, it was announced late last week that the PLL is moving to city-based style. So all the 8 teams will be assigned a city at the end of the season. And starting on Saturday, all fans will get to vote for where they want their team to go, which city they want their team to go. So
Wow, it's already
stay-
almost been a whole year since we went to that game then.
yes, it's close. Justin.
There's a
staying on the
good
topic
chance-
of lacrosse.
I was
Sorry,
gonna-
go ahead, Nick.
There's a good chance that we might try and go to another one, so we'll see.
Oh,
Yes, I would love to go to.
Staying on the topic of lacrosse really quickly, Notre Dame won their first ever
Yes.
college lacrosse national championship this past weekend over Duke.
Did you
Shout
see
out
the
Notre Dame.
Did you see the controversial goal that Duke scored over Penn State to win?
No.
So, for those who don't know, in lacrosse, the offensive players cannot be in the crease when a goal is scored. Duke scored the game-winning goal in overtime. However, the player who scored the game-winning goal stepped in the crease prior to scoring the goal. And in the NCAA, there is no video replay when the game-winning goal is scored there's no video replay in overtime. So everyone was obviously upset that there couldn't have been a review because Penn State had a real good chance at upsetting Duke on that game. But,
Well, ball don't lie. They got smashed by Notre Dame the next game, so who
in
cares?
the eyes of equality, Northwestern did win the women's Division I tournament.
Yes, they did.
woo, yeah, that was a great game too. I did watch the highlights of that. I couldn't watch the actual game, but I did watch the highlights of that, and it was a great game.
Yeah. So
Shout out to Northwestern.
let's go overall. So, Kyle, I know
Yes.
what you have for us today, but what do you have? For
You
us?
do. What I have for you guys today is we have talked about it over and over and over again. We have discussed and we have tried to come up with a solution on who is the best athlete of all time. So I decided, instead of all the nonsense, instead of all the jibber jabber gooba gabba, I made a bracket. And
Jibber jabber hooba gabba. What the
What are
fuck are you
I've
saying?
never been to Uva Java Java.
I made a bracket, and apparently this website that I made decided to shit on all of my seeds that I made and reseed all the players themselves. So
It was a family show.
so I have no idea
It's not made for
what
kids.
the seeds are. So we're just gonna go for it. First matchup is Babe Ruth versus Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee, all day, every day.
Oh, whoa,
Babe
we are going
Ruth.
to
I'm judging
vote,
this
okay?
based on a fist fight only. It is Bruce Lee.
Hold on. No, are you all in agreement here that it's
No, stop it. First of all, I'm removing the overlay while we do this.
okay?
Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh wait, the top one? I'm choosing Babe Ruth a million times. I don't know what's happening. So we're gonna do a vote. Steve, you You don't care about sports. It's Babe Ruth.
Trust me, Bruce Lee is an insane martial artist, and that thing that man can do, you could
Fine,
punch him
that's-
straight in the face, and he would not even flinch.
Yes, but could Bruce Lee hit over 600 home runs?
Is Bruce Lee an athlete
Bruce Lee could
though,
take
or
on
an actor?
600 men at the
He's
same
both.
time
Technically, he's
and come out
both.
alive.
He's both.
Justin.
Okay.
Okay, let's vote. Let's vote here. So we always go in alphabetical order, and I know what that is because we've done it so many times. So Andrew.
Babe Ruth.
Okay, Jake.
Babe Ruth.
Okay,
Cap.
Justin.
Ruth.
Okay, me too. So don't even count Steve. Babe Ruth.
Wait. Can I vote, please?
No.
Nope.
Steve.
Babe Ruth.
Steve.
Next matchup, Steve. Steve, are you actually still voting Bruce Lee, Steve?
Yeah. Steve,
No, of course
what's
I'm
your
voting.
vote? Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Anyway,
Anyways.
Sean White versus Muhammad Ali.
Oh, this is a good matchup.
Is it the
That is
best
a-
part that Steve's server muted and because he's no longer a moderator, he can't talk? Steve, when we get around to your time to vote, I'll unmute you. So, Sean White versus Muhammad Ali. Let's go in reverse order.
Oh, I
he
see.
left and rejoined. That's gonna change it.
Is it working out?
Steve.
So, as if that's going to fix it for him.
Steve.
Okay, so reverse order: Steve, Muhammad Ali, or Sean White. There's only one right answer.
Muhammad Ali.
I would agree, Muhammad Ali. I do love Sean White, by the way, but Muhammad Ali.
I gotta say this.
Justin?
Just imagine Muhammad Ali
Kyle,
and,
you.
and
Kyle, you.
Bruce Lee in a fight.
Oh man, Muhammad Ali.
And now Justin.
Justin.
I want to go. I want to go Sean White. I'm gonna do it and be the odd
Big
one.
Okay.
athlete of our generation, so
He is.
I understand.
Mhm.
Jake?
Jake.
Oh, it's Muhammad Ali.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Muhammad
that's the
Ali.
winner.
Andrew,
I love
Andrew-
Sean White.
Andrew, who were
all
you
due
gonna say?
respect, but
Ali.
Okay.
Yeah.
all
Wanna
due
make
respect
sure
to
you
Sean
get-
White, but Muhammad Ali, man.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right.
Yeah. Sting like a butterfly. Sting like,
Float like a
float like a
butterfly.
butterfly. Sting like a bee. Wow.
All right.
I was.
Being
Raphael.
like a yeast infection.
Okay, I know this
Raphael-
really shouldn't be that hard, but like it is kind of hard.
It is hard.
Okay,
Rafael
Andrew-
Nadal versus
Andrew, I know you're
Pele.
biased, but I'm sure you'll choose Pele.
I am choosing Pele because Pele's won more World Cups than Rafael Nadal has could ever.
Well, yes, because they also don't play the same
I'm pretty
sport.
sure Rafael.
Okay.
Well, I'm just.
Quick question: Are we doing?
Has like double-digit Grand Slam wins, but that's fine.
Yes,
Are we
he does.
talking greatest here, like, or who's the better athlete, or like greatest?
Great-
So,
great-
Greatest
like-
athlete of all time.
greatest athlete?
Okay,
So however
when I
you
think
want-
greatest, I think legacy, and as a non-soccer fan, I know the legacy of Pele, so I'm voting
Yeah.
That's
Pele.
fine. However you want to think about it, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Greatest athlete of all time, whatever that means to you.
Ale,
That's
ale.
exactly what Kyle said.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I need to know the terms and conditions.
I'm gonna choose
Yeah.
Pele as well, so we can like.
You skipped over Justin.
Justin and me.
I was gonna go Pele.
Well, to be honest, I knew we were all
Pele.
gonna chose Pele, so.
I actually still wasn't. I was gonna choose Nadal, but only reason is because he has had an insane amount of Grand Slam wins. That is not knocking Pele. Pele is probably the greatest soccer player.
He
Of all
is.
time.
He is
He-
the first and one and only the best legendary soccer players.
Yes, I agree.
Mhm.
That is my take is not knocking Pele at all. He's an amazing athlete. However, Nadal, because Nadal has won so many and done it as in a single athlete sport where you don't have to rely on a team. That's why I would just go Nadal. But
Yeah, I'll give it to you, Kyle, for that reason as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of individual. That definitely makes a big difference. But
I think we were still outvoted, Steve.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
still
my math
Pele.
oh no, I was still gonna go vote for Pele, but I get where you're coming from.
I will take the third. Oh, sorry, it's not me. Steve, go first.
Well, I'm gonna take Kareem. I mean, and
Kareem.
yeah, I mean
I'm
Kareem
gonna take
because
the third best basketball player of all time, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem.
I am
think we all
also
can
doing
agree.
Kareem. Are we all-
Yeah.
Justin,
Justin
Kareem.
Kareem. Jake.
give me the hook shot, baby. Who cares?
Okay,
Kind of sad. I thought
Yeah.
Kareem was a football player.
Oh, no.
Okay, we move on. Andrew.
Andrew, Kareem or
I said Kareem,
okay.
Yeah.
but we on the Jesse Owens and Michael Jordan.
Jesse Owens and Michael Jordan. Now this is actually a really hard matchup.
Well, yeah, because
I don't
Jesse
think-
Owens was historical in being the first African American to run at a track event, especially during World War II, in
Mhm.
such a time where it was detrimental. But then you have Jordan, on the other hand, who who's created a legacy, and everybody wants to be like Jordan. So, so that's where you're in a toss up right now. It's just like historically, Jesse Owens made history. Michael Jordan, legacy builder, and people want to be like him. God, I don't know which one to choose. I think I have to go Jordan here.
All right.
People have said I want to be like Mike. No one's ever said they want to be like Jesse Owens. Give me Jordan.
I don't.
I want to be
fair
like
enough.
Jesse Owens. I want to be like Jesse Owens at one point in the long jump.
Dustin?
I've never heard anyone say it.
I'm going Michael Jordan. I never heard of Jesse Owens until today.
They made a movie about Jesse Owens.
They're making
Yeah.
a movie about Michael Jordan
They made
right
a
now.
movie.
They've made like
That's
several movies
about
about
his
it.
problematic.
Justin, when we hang up here today, do some short reading about Jesse Owens.
Yeah, I will.
Please.
All right, please.
Twitter, hold off. Justin will do his research, okay? Hold off, Twitter.
I am still. With that being said, I'm still going Michael Jordan.
I would also go Mike Jordan. So
Steve.
I gotta give it to Michael Jordan. That's a legacy everybody's chasing, so it's tough. I mean,
Ooh, the next one's actually kind of hard. I don't know if it's my bias kicking in or not.
It could be.
That is a really tough matchup.
Steve, you are first.
give me Bill Russell.
You know, honestly, I was already thinking in my head the one male tennis player I was going to choose, for the most part, who they were over, was Roger Federer. However, rest in peace, Bill Russell. I have to choose him. Rest in peace,
Yep.
Bill Russell.
Yeah, man, it's so tough because Federer is just so good, but Bill Russell is also a legend in his own right. So
That's because, Kyle, if you don't pick Bill Russell, you don't respect an athlete who died, and that's disrespectful.
Bro.
Bill Russell, Justin.
Bill Russell.
Yeah, well,
Give me Mr. 13 Rings himself, Bill Russell.
Andrew.
I was gonna go for Federer, but Russell won.
But
Is it just me, or is the screen like kind of glitching weird?
It's
Oh, yeah,
Kyle's
it's
screen
Kyle's
share.
screen.
Don't worry about it.
Ignore
Okay,
it. I apologize. I don't know why it does that.
Oh my God! Why does it have to be this one?
Michael
This
Phelps,
one.
LeBron James, dude. This is
Bro,
so
this is so bad.
Holy
It's not that
shit,
tough.
hard. This
It is that tough.
No, it is.
Fucking
Okay.
okay. This one's super
You know what?
tough. This is
Let's let Steve vote. Let's let Steve vote first.
Okay.
I want to hear what his
We'll go in
thoughts are.
reverse.
I'm taking literally the fastest swimming person on the entire planet and arguably the most dominant Olympian. Of course, I'm taking Michael Phelps. I
Okay.
love LeBron, but LeBron is chasing other legacies. Phelps is the legacy and will be the legacy till the end of time. So,
So
I-
I get your point.
All right, can I go?
Well,
Can I
no,
go?
We gotta go.
I-
I'm going in order.
Aw.
We're going reverse
I was-
order. We're going reverse order.
It's just easier
Just
that
do
way. You'll
reverse
get your
order.
time. My biggest thing is that it goes back to the conversation again. This is all about how it feels to you. LeBron James is amazing. Second best, could very well be first best depending on who you talk to. Basketball player of all time. He certainly has created a brand for himself. However, in some fashions, it might be worth conversation of Steph Curry having a larger brand than LeBron James. You know, more name recognition, maybe. I think more people in the world know Curry than LeBron. Deadass.
That's just false.
I do believe that. Anyways, point being, anyone who's aware of swimming or the Olympics know who Michael Phelps is. I also do personally believe that single-person sports is more impressive than team sports in this sort of conversation, so I will go Michael Phelps.
This is so tough. This is probably going to be the hardest matchup, I think, of the entire bracket that we're doing. LeBron is quickly becoming the best basketball player of all time. I don't think we'll have much of a debate by the time his career is over. But Michael Phelps single-handedly made a name for himself in the sport. And I think Steve said it real best. Like, LeBron is chasing a legacy. Michael Phelps made a legacy. Yeah, I'm going to go Michael Phelps.
Justin, you're up.
I'm going Michael Phelps.
go.
Okay. Andrew, I think by the way you're shaking your head, I think we agree on this, so we can just play off each other here. I am going to take LeBron James.
Jesus.
Um, First and foremost, the man is the all-time NBA scoring leader. We keep talking about him chasing Michael Jordan, which I don't necessarily think is true at this point because LeBron has carved out his own legacy outside of Michael Jordan.
He chased Jordan and caught up to him. Now he's carved out his own legacy at this point, and he's making his own path.
He is quite literally the most dominant basketball player to ever play the game, like ever. He's been to 10 NBA finals. He went to 9 straight. He's won 4. He's the all-time leader in points in the NBA. He's the only player ever to have 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, and 10,000 rebounds. I think that's the statistic. I might be wrong. And whatever you want to say about LeBron James as a person, he has built that brand. I don't think more people in the world know who Steph Curry is. I think LeBron is popular everywhere. I don't think Steph Curry's ever played on an Olympics team. LeBron has won gold once or twice. I'm going to go with LeBron. I love Michael Phelps, all due respect. If we're talking legacies, both are right up there at the top 5, 10 on this list. I'm going to go LeBron.
Since I'm going LeBron, I want to give my piece. Speaking of LeBron, his career in the NBA is completely stellar. Off the records, completely dominated this whole entire league so far. But his international career, he's gone to FIBA's World Cups. He's competed for gold medals. I think he has at least 2 gold medals, 1 silver, and 1 bronze in his whole entire career. So he has an international career with the USA basketball team. He's played with Kobe. It's like he's had this legacy built for him, and he's built it on an international and league-wise. So that's where I'm standing with LeBron. He's built much more of a career for himself that way.
You guys want to hear a cool statistic I just found? So,
I just looked this up too, probably.
As of when this came out, a couple years ago, LeBron James did have more mentions overall in an average year than Steph Curry. However, his net positive sentiment was significantly worse than Steph Curry.
That doesn't surprise me.
It does not.
Well, because everybody hates LeBron.
Curry might be more likable, but like you were talking about name recognition. More people know who LeBron is.
Yeah, they're gonna make a meme out of him any day of the week that they can.
But
LeBron James.
The J.R. Smith photo of him complaining about not passing the ball, like, of course he's gonna get negative sentimentality from that. He's literally complaining about the ball not being passed to him.
I'm also more than comfortable being wrong here, so I'm gonna go LeBron. Let's move to Woods and Schifrin, please.
Tiger Woods, Michaela Schifrin. This is also an extremely hard matchup.
I don't know who Michaela Schifrin is.
She is one of the best women skiers of all time.
Oh, yep. Now you're reminding me.
Yep.
I think Andrew's up first.
He is.
I'm about to go with Michaela because Tiger Woods just had a troublesome past that ruins his legacy for me in that standpoint.
In this case, considering his past is purely personal and not relative to that of any lawsuits other than a divorce, I will take Tiger Woods.
Drinking issues, but you know.
So far out of the scope here, but okay.
No, well, here's the thing: if we're talking about Deshaun Watson being one of the best, quarterbacks in the league, regardless of
which he isn't.
Well, talent-wise, I think he is still. He still has that talent.
He's
still an awful person.
Well, that's a whole other thing.
This is an opinion thing. This is an opinion thing. Remember,
I don't think that Tiger Woods is an awful person, regardless of some drinking issues.
I think that if you're a public figure, you're a well-known athlete, and you're putting your name out there, and you do something stupid, that should deteriorate your legacy and whatever you've done for record settings. That's how I see it. Tiger Woods put himself out there
Wouldn't that
where he
be
was
like half of baseball in the 1900s, though?
Yes, and they have. They all have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I do just want to clarify, this isn't necessarily a legacy-based bracket, if that's how you want to interpret it.
I mean, that's how we've been going about it.
Yeah, if that's how you want to interpret it, that's totally fine. I'm not saying anything against your vote, Andrew. I just wanted to clarify, if you guys want to do it based on legacy, that's fine. But the idea behind this was solely based on best athlete. But again, it doesn't matter.
You told me I could determine what best and or greatest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am gonna go with Tiger Woods. I mean, regardless, he made some stupid decisions. He crashed a car. He cheated on his wife, and they got divorced. But Tiger is the most dominant golfer of our generation and probably, if not the best, one of the best golfers of all time. I'm going to take
He's either
Woods.
number one or
Number 2, solid number 2. I'm taking Woods.
Just because of those majors, man. He's too.
Give me Tiger.
Justin, you're up.
Tiger Woods.
Tiger is phenomenal. As you said, he is number 1 or number 2 best golfer of all time. With that being said, Michaela Schifrin has done things that not only no woman has been able to do in skiing, no man has been able to do in skiing. She is one of the best skiers of all time, let alone of our generation. I am giving my nod to Michaela Schifrin.
Is that 2-2? 3-2?
2-2.
I was about to say, I'm surprised we haven't had the tie yet.
Wow, there is a chance. Nick, did you say your
He
vote
said
for
Woods.
Tiger?
Tiger Woods.
Okay, so Steve, this
Oh.
is your...
It's gonna tie it up because I gotta. Even though I know a lot about Tiger Woods, if we're talking about athlete, if we are gonna bring it back to just athlete, golf, I'm sorry. Aside from being very precise, where you hit the ball off the tee, you're walking on grass the whole time.
Oh, whoa, hold on, Steve. I will say, by like hole 5, I was out of breath yesterday, and I was on a golf cart.
All right,
I
Kyle,
do just
what are you up for? What are you going to be doing on a golf course? Whether it's hot, all right, get some ice or wear a lighter shirt,
Steve,
or
Steve,
you're skiing
Anyway,
at such a fast rate. I am
such ignorant stuff. Golf is considered
I'm not-
one of the most technical sports in the world. Because
now
of how
technical,
fast
yeah. I didn't say it wasn't technical, but if we're talking about athlete, physical definitely takes a part of it. And as somebody who is dog shit at skiing, I definitely
Well,
appreciate
Steve, I hate
the
to tell you,
intensity
you're
of
also
skiing.
dog shit at golf. So
Listen,
let's move on.
we're tied
Alright,
3-3.
hold on,
How do we bring a tie?
We are so I was kind of hoping we wouldn't have an even number here,
Spin a
to be
wheel.
honest, because there is
Are we
supposed
flipping
to
a
be
coin?
No, spin a wheel.
there is supposed to be an odd number of us. So
Spin a wheel.
all right,
Let's
hold on. Well, I
text
have to
Austin
make.
real quick.
Hold on, no, I'm not doing. Let me get a wheel, real quick. So
You should be able to just
Bro,
open
I'll
up
do
another
it.
tab and
Yes,
then
he
put
can.
the
I
2
know.
names on it.
He can.
I was gonna do it on my phone, so I didn't take away the thing. But
No, just
fine.
make
Bro,
it-
Jake,
I
are you
literally
doing it?
already have it.
Hold
All
on.
right.
I just gotta type Schifrin's name in here.
Well, you can
and
just put top option or bottom option. It doesn't matter. We'll probably have to use it more than once. So.
Hop or
I see S. Williams, and all I thought about
Also,
was Sherwin
It
Williams.
is. We
It's-
gotta move our.
it landed on Tiger.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right, go for
Magic
it.
Johnson or Ronaldo. This is really easy. Ronaldo.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Magic, but I don't know. I think about like best. I think about like who I think is more influential. I think it's Ronaldo.
I actually thought it was going to be a little bit harder of a decision, but that being said, still Ronaldo.
So I
Just
really
Jake?
watch soccer, so I was gonna go with Magic Johnson because people only know of him as Magic Johnson rather than whatever his actual first name is.
Irvin.
Fair
Irvin.
enough.
It is Ronaldo. I'm not even gonna front on that.
Okay, I respect and think Jim Thorpe deserves all the respect in the world, but Lionel Messi is very similar to Cristiano Ronaldo. Also, I would love to see Andrew decide between.
Incada Messi. Messi.
So I would
Yeah,
give it-
Are
Go
we
ahead,
not
Steve.
going? Are we not going in order now?
No,
We
'cause
keep flipping
we're
this.
going very slow, so we need.
Okay,
to
okay.
Yeah, I can't tell who's ever going to be next, so an order would be best.
Well, then no one can
Steve, Steve, go for it.
Are we talking for Ronaldo or Messi?
Let's
we're,
keep
we're
this
on,
to
we're
names
on
now.
Messi. We're on Messi or Thorpe.
Thorpe or Messi?
Well, Messi played for Argentina, which, as somebody who's Hispanic, I hate, or from Mexico, I hate. Well, not from Mexico, family from
Oh
Mexico.
my God,
I'll
Steve.
clarify.
We're going one-word
Steve.
answers now, boys. Let's go.
Mexico. Just kidding. Messi. Gotta give it to him.
Give me Jim Thorpe, only to be different.
I was
One-word
also-
answers.
I was also going to say Jim Thorpe, but not to be different. I have an actual reason, but that's fine. Justin
Well,
or
it's
and
Messi.
Andrew.
I looked up who Jim Thorpe was, and I'm going Thorpe.
Thorpe. Is that 3-3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake, spin the wheel.
Okay.
Jake, spin the wheel.
Bro, I
Messi
didn't-
better win. Wait, can we just count Jake's as messy because he wanted to be different?
No,
No!
I think Jim Thorpe is better, but it is
Oh.
messy, so it doesn't matter.
Oh,
Let's
Okay.
go.
I'm
Damn
choo-
this wheel!
I'm
Floyd
choo-
Joyner or
I'm
Wayne
choosing the
Gretzky?
best hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, give me Gretzky.
It's Gretz.
I'm going Gretzky.
Yeah. No disrespect to Floyd Joyner,
No,
but
no.
Absolutely Wayne
Okay,
Gretzky.
Whomever that is.
Serena Williams, I don't even need to explain myself.
Jerry Rice, and I don't think I need to explain myself.
I think you do. That's second.
I don't think I do.
I'm gonna give it to Jerry Rice as well.
Are we serious? She's a top 5 athlete of all time regardless. He's not.
Actually, wait, she
Jerry
actually
Rice
won
is the best wide
she won a
receiver
big
of all
time.
time. What do you mean?
Hey, did Jerry Rice ever win a
Okay.
tournament pregnant or a Super Bowl
Yeah,
pregnant?
actually, I
I
might
mean, it is
switch over to
physically
Serena for that
impossible for him to
reason.
get pregnant, so no.
I don't care.
I don't know what to
Did
say.
he ever win a
Andrew,
Super Bowl
Andrew,
pregnant? That's all I
Andrew.
gotta say.
I'm going Serena. I'm going Serena.
I
I'm
am
doing
off-
Serena.
I did
All right,
make
Serena
the
wins.
argument. I did make the argument that Jerry Rice should be considered the best football player of all time, and I lost. So Serena Williams, definitely.
Yeah.
Larry Bird or Mike Tyson.
You know what you mean,
Larry
Mike
Bird.
Tyson?
It's,
ear
it's
biter.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, it's probably Mike.
Steve,
It's Mike Tyson.
Larry Bird.
Justin,
I made the joke of the ear biter, but yeah, Mike Tyson.
Andrew.
Bird.
Yeah,
Bird.
I was going Mike Tyson, so that's 4-2.
Oh, this one's hard. This one's hard.
Tony Hawk or
No,
Usain
it's
Bolt?
not.
If we're talking, in my opinion, again, best athlete of all time, I love Tony Hawk. I'm taking Usain Bolt, the best track athlete of all time.
Hey,
I'm taking Tony Hawk.
Steve,
I'm taking Bolt.
Justin,
I'm gonna go with Tony Hawk.
What? Are you
Andrew?
joking?
Bolt.
I love Tony Hawk. Absolute respect for Tony Hawk, but the fastest man alive, man.
I told you I'm
What?
doing this by
Why did
legacy.
the last?
Here's the thing: Tony Hawk isn't even like his legacy is the brand he built. He's not even the best skateboarder of all time. That's Elijah.
I
Houston.
That's just
wish-
falsity.
Elijah Houston
I wish
is
you-
the best skateboarder of all time, and I will not.
Never heard of him.
I
No,
wish you
I-
would match them up by sport a little bit, though.
Andrew,
Yeah.
I tried. I
Jason,
matched it up by seed.
Like-
it randomized it. I said that when we
They
it,
messed him up.
it
Like,
randomized. it
Tyson,
messed it up.
Tyson and Muhammad would have been a great matchup.
Listen,
I tried.
You got Kobe and Wilt.
Let's
You
move
don't make
to-
us
let's-
argue Kobe and Wilt now.
Kobe and Wilt.
Dude,
man.
Oh my god!
Andrew, I tried.
I know. I'm just saying. God dang.
Okay,
you
I'll
guys.
just start and say
Lord.
Kobe.
Oh,
We're
God.
totally biased, and that's okay. Kobe.
Kobe.
Steve.
No, with all due respect to Wilt, I mean
Kobe.
Kobe.
We're biased. We watched his whole career. Kobe.
Yeah.
Is
gotta
that
be
already
Kobe.
is that already for Kobe?
That's
I was
Yeah.
I was gonna say Wilt.
Okay.
Oh,
Tom
that
Do
was
I
Kobe
even
and
need to
LeBron.
explain?
That was
Do I
Kobe
even
and
need to-
I
LeBron.
was about to say, is
Do I need to
anyone
explain
not
why
going-
this is Brady? No.
Tom
Okay,
Brady and
cool.
move
No.
on.
Back to the topic.
Okay. I will say if Tom Brady automatically wins this, I will be
Yes.
kind of mad.
No.
No.
He just automatically won
No.
over Bo because he's better than Bo.
No, I agree, but I'm saying like I don't think he's genuinely the best athlete of all time. So I
No,
don't
he's
think-
not.
I
but
think he's the greatest athlete of all time.
That's not what the tournament name is, Jake. Look at the name.
You told me to interpret it as I
What?
see fit.
Babe Ruth Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad.
Ali.
Muhammad.
Yeah. it's
I'm
okay.
sorry. Babe Ruth ain't winning that fist fight.
I was gonna go Babe, but that's fine.
I
Pele.
I was gonna go
Kareem.
Babe too. Kyle, don't
I have
worry.
Pele.
Pele or Kareem. Andrew says
Pele.
Pele.
I'm going.
Jake.
Hey,
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Kareem. I think. I don't know. This is hard.
I'm fucking with Pele here. I'm sticking with Pele.
Justin.
I'll go Pele.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Steve.
I'm also gonna go Pele.
I was gonna say Kareem. That is a tough
it's
one though.
hard one.
That
Uh,
was 50-50.
That was-
Michael
Oh
Jordan.
God.
I don't think I
Um,
don't think this is close.
Jordan and move
No. Yeah.
I
Like
also
it's
Yeah,
don't.
Jordan.
It's
but,
Jordan.
I agree. This is a tough
Oh, this is
one.
Phelps.
This,
This
is
is
the
Phelps.
hardest one.
No,
of
this
this
is
whole
100%
round.
Phelps
This
at
is
this
the
point.
hardest round. I'm choosing
It's
Tiger.
Phelps.
I have so much respect for that. dude.
Andrew says Phelps. Nick says Tiger. Steve.
I'm saying Phelps because he has
Phelps is
23
winning this.
medals or gold medals going up against the entire world.
Going
So,
against
you
the
know.
one championship.
I'm on Michael Phelps as well.
Jake.
I'm also on Michael Phelps.
All right.
Yeah.
Steve,
That was
Tiger
awesome.
Woods has 81 championships against the entire world because the golf is the entire world. So
Fuck.
just-
Mhm.
Actually,
I'm
golf
going
is
last.
now
I'm
not-
going last on this
Not
one.
now, but
All right. I'm just saying.
I'm starting.
Steve.
It's fucking messy.
Jake says.
I'm also going Messi. So
All right,
this is pretty
Jake and Nick are on Messi. Steve.
Oh, this is so tough. Oh, Ronaldo.
Oh,
Ooh.
Justin.
I hear more about Messi than Ronaldo, so I'm going
Oh.
Messi.
Wow.
Okay.
That's Andrew. I'm gonna let you go because my vote would already have a winner right now. So I'm gonna let you go.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you anyways.
Okay.
But this has been one of the toughest debates in soccer, but it is currently Messi. Had it come down to this past World Cup that happened,
True.
Messi
Yeah.
Messi kind of put a more of a stamp into his legacy and his career by putting in a World Cup championship run and winning it finally. Where Ronaldo was also chasing that World Cup win as well. So it was coming down to this World Cup to see who was going to have the better career at this point. And Messi is on top.
Gretzky
I
versus
think we had that same
Serena.
conversation, by the way. I'm pretty sure we had this exact
We've
conversation.
had a conversation.
I'm choosing Serena.
I'm with you, Nick.
Serena,
Serena.
that's 3. That's 4.
She
It's
should be
so
top
hard.
4 here, guaranteed. In my
It's close. It is very close.
It's
It's
so
close.
hard.
It's not like-
It's
It is
so hard.
close,
It's so hard because Gretzky's the top 3 athlete of all time, but so is Serena, in my opinion.
Yes, exactly.
So it's so hard, but I have to give it to Serena. She's an amazing, talented
Again,
athlete.
I didn't see Wayne Gretzky have a baby on the ice, so it's fine. You say
Okay,
That
Serena
would-
did.
You know,
Serena didn't
that would
have a
make the
baby
game very
on-
interesting. I will say that.
would Usain Bolt?
Steve,
Bolt.
are we all
Bolt.
on Bolt? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going Bolt.
Mike Tyson isn't even the best
Rest
boxer,
in peace,
so
Kobe. Give me Brady.
Brady.
Nah, Kobe.
I'm with Brady.
I'm with Brady.
I was gonna
God,
say
you
Kobe.
biased mother.
I was gonna say Kobe too. But
Listen, it's not biased. I just think Brady's legacy is better.
Again, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be all the people that are the best in their sport at the top list, and that's what it should be, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the Brady is the best football player of all time, and therefore he's at the top of the list.
Yeah. Also, Brady won a Super Bowl with like a torn MCL too. So I mean,
That's
that's
Fair enough.
I'm taking Pele here.
Ooh, that's tough for me.
LA.
I'm going Ali here. I'm gonna go Muhammad Ali.
I'm also gonna go Ali because Pele couldn't beat him in a fist fight.
Bro.
I love Steve's reasoning. I'm also
I just-
gonna go.
If
gonna
I
go
see Muhammad
Ali.
Ali, I can only picture a fist fight, and I just can't. I don't know.
Justin,
Justin.
I'm doing
Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Kyle, your camera's about to fall, by the way.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Yeah, it is.
Good catch. Good
Oh.
catch. Michael Jordan or Michael Phelps, man. This is tough.
Oh.
Okay, we've talked about this. And
Yeah.
we did our ranking videos, right? Where we did our lists.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is like 2 top 5 guys right here when we consider all
Mhm.
sports, in my opinion. These are 2 top 5 guys. I don't think we can go wrong with either of our answers here.
Yeah.
To be frank.
Both are very fair answers.
I'm going to take the solo athlete for the same reason I did earlier, Michael Phelps.
Steve.
I got to give it the same thing. Solo athlete against the world. Even though Jordan could possibly beat everybody in basketball by himself, I will
He did a
give
few
this.
I'm
I
gonna go with
will-
the guy who transcended team sports and go Jordan.
Andrew, I'm jumping to you.
No.
Yes, I
He's
am.
like,
No.
fuck no.
I like
I
Andrew's
am
answer.
jumping-
Can I
No.
just not have to answer this question, please? 'Cause
All
they're
right,
both so
fine.
good.
Justin, go.
I'm going Michael Phelps.
Andrew.
No.
All right.
You
Well,
go, Kyle.
I'm also going Michael Phelps. Okay.
I'm choosing Jordan.
I think
Jordan
it's
is
Michael
very
Jeffrey
close.
Jordan.
It's very close. It's so close. Like I'll give you that, Jake. It is literally neck
Oh
and
no,
neck.
it's fine.
Serena.
I'm good with it.
It's Serena
I'm-
here.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is
Serena.
It's not
It is the
close.
woman that put women on the face of ESPN, Serena Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is,
We're
I
gonna
love
keep
Messi,
making
but like,
arguments here. She is going to be in the top 4, and she better be.
Mhm.
And I think she already
Yeah,
is. So
Yeah, she is. Usain Bolt or Tom Brady?
Bull.
Give me
You guys-
TB12, baby.
So this is this is a hard one for me because we grew up with both these people, right? Regardless of Patriots fan, regardless of USA fan, we watched Usain Bolt dominate for a long time. My biggest thing with this is that Usain Bolt dominated in 2 events for 12 years, 16 years? No, 12 years. I was right the first time.
12 years.
4 Olympics, 12 years. But Tom Brady dominated for 20 years. Give me Tom Brady.
But
Give me
so-
Brady.
But go
Mhm.
back to your statement about individual players
That's
and
true.
individual athletes.
That's true.
Going
Mhm.
back to
But
Michael
Lisa, they
Phelps.
aren't
So
even
don't
to get to that
freaking
point. Where that's
don't
our-
even start with
Oh.
me then.
So
Again,
Andrew-
I'm going to go with the
and-
same reasoning that I just said. Tom Brady transcended team sports. Give me Brady.
So Nick and Jake are on Brady. Andrew and I am also taking Usain Bolt. So Andrew and I are on Usain Bolt. Justin.
Steve
Tony.
also said
Um,
Bolt, right?
No,
I
I
am
said
on
Brady.
Oh, okay, you said Brady. Oh, cool.
I'm giving Brady just a slight nod only because Brady had his career. You know that part of Brady's career is getting pelted constantly. You know, an AFC Championship game that even though the Patriots lost, he was hit 20 times and only lost by
Dude,
2 against Denver in
Usain
Denver.
Bolt's the fastest man alive. You know how
Fastest
hard,
man alive.
You know
but
how
Brady got the
talented
He
shit.
also dominated
but-
soccer.
hold on. Do you know
I'm just
how
gonna
hard
say-
it is to be the fastest man? You know how big of an athlete you have to
Yeah,
be to run
Kyle, I
100
think we're
meters.
on the
You know how
in 8
great of an
seconds.
athlete you have to be
Yes.
to win 7
Kyle,
Super Bowl
I
championships?
want you to know. So here's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't think that someone, especially a quarterback, will win 7 championships soon, other than maybe Patrick Mahomes. However, there are multiple people in not only the U.S. that will likely beat Usain Bolt's records in the next few years.
Also,
don't know.
somebody
I don't
very
know.
much.
Are close. They are
Also-
very close. Noah Lyles already broke one of them, so it is close.
Also, Kyle, like players can't have been clocked on unofficial combine times, and I'm definitely out there. There are track stars who have been unofficially like in terms of actual speed recorded that could rival
And
Usain
that's the
Bolt.
same for Phelps.
There's unofficial time. Yeah, exactly. It's unofficial
Yeah.
times in every single sport, no matter what. There's
Okay,
unofficial
we're
racing
into
time.
I'm just saying.
We're way off
I'm just
topic.
saying.
Yeah,
We're
I don't
way
think
off
it's
topic.
off topic.
Okay,
We're still arguing the
point
last
being,
matchup, but
in this case, Usain Bolt was definitely the best track star for our lifetime. Tom Brady was the best football player of our lifetime, if not the whole sport, and same with Usain Bolt. However, I look at the 7 championships and the dominant for 20 years versus dominant for 12 years, and maybe it's different to sport, but it is what it is. So.
we're outvoted, Andrew. We just gotta take the loss and
Listen,
move on.
it's
and
close.
I'm not even
like
saying
easy.
like it's. And I'm not saying it's easy, Kyle. Like it's literally like if this was a
It's like
poll,
inches.
it'd be like 51-49. It'd be very, very close. Like I'm not saying that Brady's infinitely better. I just think the amount of the shit that Brady got kicked in his entire career and how he's still playing in his 40s, which is unheard of. That's just that's just what gave him the slightest edge.
moving on to the next
I
one.
always give the edge to individual athletes, but that's
We know.
besides
Yeah.
Michael Phelps, Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
To me, this isn't close.
I think Michael Phelps.
I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's closer than you're saying it is, but it is Phelps.
yeah, it's
To
Phelps.
be honest, I'm surprised Ali made this far, but he's gotten some good matchups where he kind of just.
I was gonna say I think Ali out of the top 4 or top
is the
8 or
least
wherever
of
we're
his
at.
4.
Yeah, it hasn't been that hard.
Hmm.
Has been the least hard path.
I'm gonna keep saying it. Serena Williams, and I am perfectly happy with these top 2. This is. I'm pretty sure they were 2 of my top 3 when I did a list, and Tom Brady was not one of them. So, I would.
I think I had Brady at number 1, and I'm gonna stick to that.
We got one Williams, one Brady. Andrew, Justin,
I'm gonna have to be a Brady.
Andrew.
I'm going Williams.
All right, Steve.
Oh, Serena Williams all day.
Also Williams.
Yeah, I'm fine
Okay.
with that.
This
Yeah.
is such a difficult matchup, man.
It's a
See,
legacy of a swimmer and a legacy of a woman who built a sport. Literally,
I wouldn't.
that's
There were some very
like-
good people before her, but she was the first one on the magazines in the U.S. especially. Like for us, like she's the one who hits homes. She's the one that we all knew about. And there was one Russian tennis player back in the 80s and 90s who was incredible.
Mhm.
She was awesome. I don't know her name.
Yep.
I've never forgotten
Serena.
Serena Williams' name. And then I saw
Icon.
Brady.
An icon for women's sports.
Yes.
An icon for women's sports, she is. Versus Michael Phelps, a golden standard of U.S. swimming.
And in my
World
opinion,
swimming.
Here's the thing. Yeah, world and Olympic. I would agree. I do look at this, and I think Michael Phelps in the time that he was dominant was significantly more dominant than Serena Williams. So I would choose him in this back to forth. So
Like, this is a tough top two. Like,
It's so tough.
it could go either way. It could literally go either way.
All right, so
The
let's
legacy
take,
set both of them.
let's take a final poll. Andrew,
I'm gonna have to go Serena.
Jake,
Serena.
Justin.
Phelps.
I was also going to say Phelps.
So what is it? It's
Nick.
3.
It's
2-2.
2-2.
Nick,
I am going Phelps.
Steve.
Because it's so close, I'm gonna say Serena, and I want to leave this vote to a toss-up.
We can't
Because
leave it
this
to a
is-
wheel.
Spin the wheel!
No.
I'm spinning the wheel.
no.
Kyle,
Dude,
Kyle, here's the thing.
Here's what we'll say. Based on our list we did last year of our top athletes of the 2000s, Michael Phelps was our number one athlete behind Fay and Riley.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's
Michael Phelps is
correct.
the number one athlete in our list. Tom Brady was number 2. Tiger Woods was number 3. Serena Williams was number 4. So, I think that our previous selves chose Michael Phelps.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think that's our 7th vote is our previous opinion.
What is this trophy?
I don't
It's
know.
a cat.
What is this trophy?
It's
I
a
don't
cat.
know. It is what it is.
All right, fair enough.
Side
All
note,
right.
Michael Phelps was number 1 on 4 of the 7 lists when we did this previously. Tom Brady was number 2. Is the other one twice. So, and Serena Williams was number 2 3 times.
Also, I'm surprised. I know this might be controversial, but I'm surprised like Floyd Mayweather wasn't on that list.
Floyd
I know.
Mayweather is not one of the greatest boxers of
Yeah.
all time, and I will die on this fucking hill.
Who would
Logan
you,
Paul is.
I
Who
will
would you say-
fucking die on this hill.
who would you say that I missed? Floyd Mayweather
Jake
was.
Paul.
No, stop.
I think
would
you could
say
have thrown. I think you could have thrown Joe Montana on there just because of the debate, but
That's fair.
Mayweather
was close. I almost did have Mayweather, but he didn't quite make the cut.
let's
actually
see.
think I might still have my list on who just missed it.
Okay.
Randy Johnson could have been thrown on there.
Okay. Well, we could have done a lot of people, but at the end of the day,
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles.
moving on.
Is that Kyle?
Yeah. That
No,
Kyle.
this is Nick. Oh.
He
No,
doesn't
that
have it
wasn't
ready,
me.
which is less fun. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end the podcast for today. We do hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for sitting with us for the last hour and a half. I hope you guys have a great day.